All right, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to be covering the Tier 10 Tech Tree Heavy Cruiser, Zhao. Now, of course, I have covered Zhao before in the Thought Process series. So that's How I Play series, where I basically talk about the playstyle of the ship, etc. And very much just play 2 games in that ship, live commentary. I'll leave that video linked in the description. It's 2 years old, but it's still relatively, I mean, the ship hasn't really changed except getting some surveillance, but that doesn't really change the playstyle in general. This actually will go into the Tech Trials series. This will be the first time I'm covering a Tier 10 in this playlist or something. Basically, what I'm going to be doing in summary is I'm going to play 1 game instead of 2, live commentary. I'll explain what the ship is, how I played, etc. I will be covering this pre-buff. So, of course, there is going to be quite an extensive buff to Zhao in terms of its gun and torp angles. But I felt like we should be covering before the buff, just to see how it is right now. And then I'll, of course, make another video for Zhao after the buff in maybe, I don't know, a month's time or something. And we'll basically get 2 Zhao videos, I guess. And we'll just kind of see how it is right now. And if it needs a buff or not. But in general, this is the Zhao Tech Tree Tier 10. So let's start off with the armor layout. Zhao has 25mm nose armor, 30mm side armor, 30mm deck armor, and 25 aft armor. And of course, the citadel sits quite high. And here it is, as you can see right here. So you do have to be careful in it. It does look like you got a turtle back, but it doesn't work. You get 1 shot, so be careful, please. For the commander build, I'm running Takeo Suzuki because you get a survivability expert slight buff. We're gonna run Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Eye in the Sky, Adrenaline Rush, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, and Top Grade Gunner. Actually, Top Grade Gunner isn't actually that useful on the Zhao because of its, well, concealment's only 9.9 kilometers. So if you want, you could run Pack-a-Punch and fill the tubes instead. But, well, the problem is that the torpedoes on the Zhao right now at this patch, the angles are not that good. They will be getting buffed. And of course, we'll take a look at that Zhao after it gets buffed. I am running Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydro Search Mod 1, and Spotting Aircraft Mod 1. For the exterior camouflage available for Zhao, we have this lovely green camouflage. We also have this alternate blue camouflage, which I think also looks pretty nice. We'll be using the green one, though. And we also have Spaceship Zhao. I think this one also looks pretty cool. In general, I think this camo is kind of awesome, actually. But I'm going to be using the normal green camo. For ship characteristics, we have 52,400 HP now. We remember a time when Zhao had 44,000 HP. Now it has 52,400 with the HP flag and improved SC and everything. Artillery, we have 12.1 second reloading, 203mm guns with destroyer accuracy, 34mm pen, 21% fire chance, 3.4k alpha damage, 16.2 kilometer gun range. We also have torpedoes here. 23k damage, 12 kilometer range. Maneuverability, 36.2 knots, 840 meters turning circuit radius, and 7.7 second rudder shift. And for our concealment, as mentioned before, 9.9 kilometers. But let's go into the game in the Zhao. Alright, so here we are in the game in the Zhao. This is the matchmaking. We're on Northern Waters, and we spawned on A side. Some of you are going to be wondering, why am I going to be covering Zhao before the buff? I'm covering it before the buff here, so we can, well, I guess you'll have 2 showcases. Of course, I want to try cover it after the buff as well. Of course, we'll be covering it after the buff. But I kind of want to show you both Zhaos, so maybe you can compare the video and look at the gun angles in-game. I was thinking of just making 1 video in the future where I can showcase the buffed angles only. And of course, it's available on the public test server already. But I kind of want to showcase on live servers mainly because I don't think the public test server gives you an accurate representation of the matchmaking, etc., what you're going to be getting. I think the live server is always more important. So this is the torp angles you get, by the way. pretty bad overall. I believe Flamu does have a video on the buffed Zao that was available on PTS if you want to go watch that. But this is the pre-buff Zao. I will, like I said, I know I'm repeating myself. Just for those of you who didn't hear me, I will be covering the post-buff version, or the, you know, the buffed version of Zao after it gets buffed on the live server. But if you want to compare this video with the next Zao, of course, well, stay subscribed to my channel, so you can, of course, see when Zao gets buffed. I'll, of course, make a video for that. I actually quite enjoy Zao in general. I didn't used to back in the day, I guess. It's not that I didn't used to. I always kind of enjoyed Zao, but it was kind of... we kind of turned it into a meme a while ago when we called it the test ship. I made it an emote on my Twitch channel where Zao NDA, it's kind of a test ship. But I still actually enjoy playing Zao. I think it's actually a pretty fun ship overall due to its concealment, you know. Okay, it might not be the strongest, it might not be that strong, but overall it still performs, you know, okay as a tier 10 cruiser with these pretty accurate HE guns. The shell travel time is relatively easy to use. The main downside of the Zao, as you can see, is the gun angles. The gun angles are pretty bad. This is how much kind of broadside we have to give to actually get all our guns off, which is pretty bad overall. Look, as you can see now, I don't even have all my guns on target. So you're kind of meant to be turning in and out all the time to try to minimize your broadside. But let's see if we didn't get that fire kill. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. We used our spotter plane a bit early, which is was a mistake, I would say, but it is what it is. Luckily we have a lot of them, and with Eye in the Sky it reloads, I wouldn't say relatively fast, but faster than it should. We do have sub-surveillance on this Zao. That's something I didn't feature on... What are these deep water torps, by the way? These are Kitakami torps, I think. Yeah, they are definitely Kitakami torps. Shoot the sub. But yeah, the Zao. Not really much to say about it in general. I just got 8 pens on that sub. The HE Alpha's pretty good. Oh, I shot AP at it. Oops. Oops. But yeah, the HE Alpha's pretty good. Your accuracy is incredibly good. The main downside with the Zao nowadays, I guess, would be its, well, its gun angles mostly. I mean, of course, the armor isn't that spectacular, right? It's pretty bad. But, you know, the torps are pretty good. The only problem is, again, the torp angles and the gun angles, they're both pretty bad. And that's what's getting buffed. That's what's getting buffed. Now, from what I can tell is the gun angles aren't gonna be the best still, but they are gonna get better. It's mostly with the torp angles, they're gonna get way better than they are right now. So they're gonna get improved quite heavily. Let's see if the sub is he in sub-surveillance range? No. They did give Zao sub-surveillance ever since I featured it last, but it's still only 7 kilometers, which is better than anything else, because nothing else has sub-surveillance except for, of course, Venezia now and Cerberus in terms of the surface ships. Oh, and Yodo. Yodo also has sub-surveillance. I don't think I'm in range, sadly, of the sub, though. I could waste it, but I'm most definitely not in range of that sub. Oh! Okay. One of the main... Dude, that Venezia lit me on fire with secondaries. Instantly, by the way. I'm gonna use sub-surveillance just because I know there's gonna be someone in the comments saying, but the submarine's in sub-surveillance range and you're not using it. He's not. He's not. I can confirm he's not, guys. I promise. He's not. I can't do anything about it, actually. I'm just kind of suffering right now. He is turning out, though, so I should be able to go dark here. Yeah, so Zao suffers a lot. Well, most cruisers suffer a lot against Venezia sap, because it does pen you everywhere, and it does have pretty high alpha. So you're gonna have to, well, be careful against that one. I can't really do much about that, you know, on this flank. Oh, he's low. I should have shot him. He wasn't that low, though, before. Let me see if I get a quick salvo on him. We do have the high HE alpha here. I'm gonna actually load AP for one quick salvo on him, because I believe he's going full broadside. I don't know if he's gonna get spotted, but let's see. Oh! A big shot with the Zao's HE alpha there. Pretty nice. We should have shot him a bit earlier there, but of course we can't play perfectly every match, guys. We're gonna make mistakes, especially with live commentary games. But we do end up killing him, which is nice. It does free up the flank a bit. The Balau also did die. We're gonna be able to farm this FDG a bit before he dies. 11 pens there. As you can see, this accuracy is incredible. But yeah, of course, the main buff we're gonna be looking for is that that gun angle buff. It's gonna help us quite a lot. I'm so lucky, by the way, this guy's not using normal torps. He's using his deep water torps, which do not hit me, which is really nice for me, not for him. FDG does go down here. I wanted a fire on at Ipiranga, but unfortunately I wasn't able to light it on fire. But it's coming this way. I thought it was gonna hide behind the rock. It's actually coming this way. We do want to be going bow in here, though. Reason being, the game is... Nah, maybe not bow in, but... we want to play more aggressive. Unfortunately, we can't because... well, the game's almost over. And running into an Ipiranga Kitakami would be a mistake. Kitakami did get spotted. I'm going to load AP for that. I don't know if I'm going to get a quick shot on it or not. But we're going to try our best. It does go pretty fast. Actually, I might be able to Citadel it with HE. But it's unfortunately just going to stay dark. We did get Citadeled by the Ipiranga because we want to get guns on that Kitakami. We're going to try use Hydro here because he did probably torp me with those Haaland torps likely. I think it does have those really fast torpedoes. Yeah, 95 knots. There they are. What's the range on them though? I can't click, bro. Everyone's dying, so I can't click him and check. I'm not getting much damage on this Ipiranga though, unfortunately. We're up to 141k damage, which is okay. I mean, it's not going to be a spectacular game to feature, but it is live commentary. Like I always say, guys, whatever game we get is what I'll feature. Obviously, here at the end, we should have probably played more aggressive. But, I mean, it would probably be suicide anyway, especially turning bow in there into those torps. So, it doesn't really matter. I can't turn bow in now because, well, there's a rock in the way. So unless they're Kitakami YOLOs for me, nothing will happen. Unfortunately, the Ipiranga is just running off the screen. There's only 60 points left in the game. He's running away, though. It is what it is. And I think that's kind of how much damage we are going to end up getting here. 147. But as you saw this game, I mean, the gun angles are horrible and miserable. So I'm very happy they're buffing that on the Zhao. That's going to make it way easier to play overall. And, of course, you can output more damage at a safer angle, right? But as you can see, it still does relatively okay. Of course, this is top tier matchmaking. We're not fighting super ships. But at the same time, we didn't have like a big flank, I guess. We had some ships to farm. But it kind of shows you the basic playstyle of the Zhao. And of course, its main disadvantages. I'm actually really happy we had a game like this. Because it really shows you how bad the gun angles are currently. Look, so this is the front gun angles. This is how much broadside you need to give to shoot bow in. And this is how much broadside you need to shoot to get all guns to bear when you're kited. So let's try showcase that really fast. And of course, like I said, I'll feature the buffed Zhao after it comes out on 14.0, I think. This is how much broadside you have to give when it's kited. And this is how much broadside you have to give to torp something that's running at you. And this is how much broadside you have to give to torpedo something that you're running towards. So you have to pretty much be full broadside in Zhao to play the game nowadays. And for those of you wondering, how are you supposed to, you know, do damage in this thing? Well, of course, you can show full broadside, but you're basically meant to angle in, shoot, angle out. You get your reload. Of course, you angle in when you're going to get your reload, shoot. You angle out, whatever. Or when they shoot you, you're supposed to proactively angle, etc. Which you could say, okay, is one of the main downsides of the ship, so it shouldn't really get nerfed over that, but... sorry, get buffed over that, but... well, I believe they buffed it due to community feedback, mainly. Of course, the gun angles, I mean, it's one of the most common feedbacks for Zhao, is the gun angles were pretty bad. Which it is true. It is the case, and... of course, I believe this live commentary should highlight that in general. But of course, it should highlight also its really good gun accuracy and its good fire chance, and well, in general, that's kind of it, really. And of course it has sub-surveillance, which is nice. Unfortunately, the submarine wasn't in range, so we weren't really able to do anything because of that. But let's take a look at the score, because the game's about to end. Alright, so we ended up doing 150k damage, 1 kill, 13 fires, and 193 shell hits. It's just like kind of an average game, I guess. We got 3rd place on the team, so not that good. Detailed report. Here's our damage distribution, mostly on battleships. We only shot HE because everything was kind of angled. Maybe we could have shot the Venezia when it was broadside, but we missed the opportunity because I wasn't really paying too much attention, I guess, in that situation. But that's bound to happen. We were actually really close to getting Wither, which is pretty nice, 2k away. Credits and XP, here you go. For my commander build, once again, Grease the Gears, Gun Feeder, Eye in the Sky, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, Adrenaline Rush, and Top Grade Gunner. For equipment, Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydro Search Mod 1, and Spotting Aircraft Mod 1. The build might change after Zhao gets buffed, because I might actually take Pack-a-Punch and the Torpedoes ones, because of the improved torp angles, but I don't know yet, and we'll have to wait for the next patch to make sure, of course. But this is the build I currently run. In terms of the where is Zhao available, before we talk about the summary, Zhao is available, of course, in the Japanese heavy cruiser tech tree here. The line is Ibuki, Mogami, Mayoko. I actually covered Ibuki in a previous video, so make sure to check that out if you want to watch Ibuki. I also covered actually Mogami as well, and Aoba. Actually, I covered a lot of them. So Zhao is, of course, on the list. And yeah, so in terms of my thoughts on Zhao, I actually like playing the Zhao. As you can see, 3.3 million XP on it. I've played it, I don't know how many times, quite a lot of times, but it's one of my first tier 10 cruisers in the game, so of course I'm gonna have a lot of XP on it. But yeah, I still enjoy the Zhao. Even though the gun angles aren't that good, I still enjoy playing it, and I do actually play it quite a lot over time. I have 435 games in the Zhao. I think it's a pretty good ship overall, regardless. Let's take a look at my statistics really fast. But of course, it's getting buffed. I'm not saying it's like one of the best or anything. I still enjoy playing it, though. You can, of course, still enjoy playing ships that aren't the best or anything in this game. Yeah, 70% win rate. My average isn't that high because I have had the ship when I was less good at this game for sure. So of course those statistics are gonna have that. But the win rate is still alright in general. Yeah, I still enjoy playing the ship, and of course it's getting buffed, which is quite exciting. So I'm happy to see it getting buffed. But overall, I still think it's an alright ship. Maybe it's not one of the best or anything. It is old though, we must keep in mind. And well, it is getting buffed, so I can't wait to take a look at that. But yeah, please do let me know in general if you would like to see more tier 10s in the Tech Trials series. I would like to start covering tier 10s in there, because I always said I wouldn't. But I'm kind of thinking I want to. Just a one game. Instead of the two games on the like thought process series, I was thinking of doing like a one game on the Tech Trials. I think you guys would enjoy that. Let me know what you think of this video. I would really appreciate the feedback in the comments, because I kind of want to, you know, of course, judge or want to know if I want to keep doing this at tier 10 in the Tech Trials, or Fresh Look, for example. We'll do premiums in the Fresh Look for tier 10s as well. Let me know. And of course, if you guys want to support the channel, the extra mile, you don't have to. I mention this every video, of course, because maybe you missed it, but if you click the join button next to the subscribe button on my channel, you will be able to get a super container mission every month. Resets every month. It's $1 every month. You don't have to do it, guys. It's important that I say that, of course, because you don't have to do it. I'm not trying to force you to do it. You don't have to do it. It's $1 a month. It supports me pretty much directly. And you get a super container mission in game. You don't really do it for the reward. The reward isn't that big. But, you know, of course, it supports me directly, and it helps me do this pretty much as a job as well, so I can create more content for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed this video for Zhao. Let me know what you think. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. Big fan.